You see that door behind it?
Yeah.
You don't see the door behind it, that's the thing. Hello, I'm Fredrik. I worked as a level designer for Division 1 and for Division 2.
And I'm Jeremy. I'm a level artist who worked on Division 1 and Division 2. And today we're going to take you behind the scenes to look at some of the locations that we put together. Me on the base of operations, and then some of the open world locations that Fredrik was working on. Okay, so I worked on the base of operations, and you can see here right at the beginning we had to make sure that it looked like it was just attacked. And for me as a level artist, it's all about making sure that all the details are present and you can see the state of the world as it is when we get to this point in the story.
Yeah, because you have just attacked or defended the White House to get in here.
Yes, yeah.
There's been a lot of firefights.
The layout of the White House is actually not that difficult to figure out how the floor plan is designed. If you go to Google Maps, for example, you can look at the White House and pretty much all of its detail except for specific wings. And with that, a lot of searching for information when it came to how the White House formed, how it expanded, changes to the layout over the years.
Yeah. I guess you became quite an expert on the design of the White House.
Is a bit obsessive, and I think with us, it's like you have to know all of the details in order to really sell a location.
Sure.
So when it comes to looking at how the White House is laid out, there was a ton of research that went into how was it built, how many pillars are there, all of the little, like the details no one really will possibly see.
Yeah.
But if it's not there, someone might pick up on it. Basically, the layout of the White House, I tried to keep it as close to real as possible.
Yeah.
And you'll see in the hallway here, for example, this hallway is usually pretty straight and clean. And later you'll see when we start changing the stages.
When you progress in the game,
Yeah, we blow the walls out so that way we can make more room for for what's happening. And you can see we're already marking them, wall marked for removal. They're already figuring out that they're going to need to expand this space. But when you mentioned the changing of the layout, there's one little detail, is this pillar.
I know. The pillar.
Yeah, this pillar is a bit of an eyesore, I think, to level design. And
it's kind of, you see that door behind it?
Yeah.
You don't see the door behind it, that's the thing,
And this door is quite important for most of the game.
Yeah.
And if that pillar is just in the way, most people will miss it, or they won't know that the door is there, and they'll just start running around trying to figure out where the heck they're supposed to go.
Yeah, and we don't want to have markers and breadcrumbing everywhere, so it should also feel natural in the way you go around the environment.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, now the details that I ended up getting into with how this place was constructed and like what's inside the walls, and I mean, I think luckily but unluckily there was a fire in 1929, I believe, and there's a ton of imagery showing like what happened during that fire and then all the repairs that had to occur. Now the benefit for me is it allowed me to look at a bunch of images of essentially the reconstruction of the building in the areas where the fires occurred. And that really helped me understand like how stuff's put together, so I can at least imply that the structure is real, or is built in a way that feels real or authentic. Yeah, when I look at the layout of the White House, I was trying to think of I'm gonna switch to there's like this developer camera that we play with. It's a bit dark, let's change the time of day. Does that work for you? So we have control over the time of day, we're able to disconnect the camera and look at the big picture. This helps a lot when we're reviewing content and figuring out how the big picture affects the details that we're trying to portray. And for example, what I was talking about with thinking about the overall layout is the White House is a huge property, and this outer perimeter has a bunch of different checkpoints, or areas that I would assume would be checkpoints in our world. So by building this checkpoint process, I'm trying to imagine what you would go through passing through this space to get into the White House, given the certain situation that we're in. So if we fly around the entire perimeter quickly, you can see that there's checkpoints all over the property, and just trying to make sure that we don't get to show areas that have a weakness or don't look like they can be fortified. That'll just make the whole space feel a little less real.
Yeah.
And trying to think about how this place is to be defended and the layers of fencing and storytelling along the outside just further enhances the reality or the details that we're trying to portray.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a very strategic point, so they would have big defenses here,
Yeah.
or heavy defenses. But this also changes throughout the game, right? They
Yeah.
become more and more defended or protected.
Yeah, so if we go to the front here, you can see that normally there's a lot of protests that would happen in real life.
Yeah.
And in our game, the protests in the narrative escalate to the point where they do try and storm the White House. And you can see a lot of damage and
Oh yeah,
and
that's a lot of
I
damage.
guess how would you describe that? You can see that a lot of detail is put into place when it comes to like the damage of the perimeter. And this is kind of the state that I wanted to portray that you're coming into as an agent. And it's like, okay, how do I take this place, bring it back up, and fortify it, and then start taking back DC? So this is the final stage in the main game for the main narrative. And you can see that we have tank traps or
tank blockers.
These giant metal things for blocking vehicles. And then we've also got a more fortified layer as well as big spotlights. So at night you can actually see the spotlights and a sense of, like the goal I wanted with those lights is to have this sense of presence where now it's like, okay, we're here, we've fortified.
Here, we will see you.
Yeah, and if you're with us, this is a safe location.
I guess this is also accompanied with patrolling NPCs also along the watchtower.
Yeah, there was a level designer and a tech designer that were helping me make sure that the spaces felt logical and that there were a lot of characters walking around that made sense for like, oh, this person is walking the perimeter, the fence line to just, make sure that everything was
it should make logical sense. How did that NPCs get there, etc.
Yeah.
Because that's a main theme also throughout the game. Like when you see an NPC, they have a purpose, and they're either going somewhere or protecting somewhere, but they have like a job or a purpose, a duty that they're doing.
Yeah, and that's actually, it's really interesting and probably one of my favorite things when it comes to the NPCs that you're running around with is you're hearing them say things, and it's relevant to what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the front of the White House and you can kind of see the state of things. Like everything has been cleaned up. Yeah. The big opening that was initially present is now a gate to a launch pad. And you can see we've got quite a bit of security. There's spotlights on the top. You've got added guard towers, and it's just a lot more.
The hurt civilians are being taken care of.
I mean, they're not hurt anymore. They're up there.
Hopefully, yeah. They're saved now.
Yeah. Oh man.
What?
They're saved now.
Yeah.
Oh, that cracks me up. The White House has basically been cleaned up. The one thing that bugs me to this day is the bullet holes are hard to clean up, and I don't know why I deleted those.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like I should have swapped it for something where it looks like, how you use the plaster to cover the holes.
Fix the holes,
It probably would have looked a little bit more realistic. So those are the types of details I get kind of crazy about.